Hi. So today I'm going to be doing a speech to discuss why I feel like essential employees throughout the coronavirus should be getting paid a higher rate. So all over the world right now, people are dying and really suffering from a deadly disease that we all know as COVID-19, or more commonly, coronavirus. It has become so severe that in many cities we have started to implement a stay-at-home order, which is requiring people to stay home, shelter from the public. That's happening even here in NC today. Ours is probably not expected to end until around May 8th, and then it's in phases. So this is a pretty detrimental thing that's happening. Many businesses, however, are considered essential, and at this point they really have no choice but to remain open. Without them, we're not able to purchase our essentials like our food, our groceries. We can't cash out checks, can't do a lot of things that we need to survive. Unfortunately, with these essential businesses, there come essential employees, and they have to come to work regardless of the situation that's happening outside. They're expected to be on the front lines during the pandemic. They're of course protected, but it's minimal, and really they're still at a high risk of exposure. Not only that, but their position is undervalued. They're not getting a lot of respect for what they're doing, and they're underpaid. Many are making minimum wage, and far less than those who are on the unemployment system and don't have any jobs happening right now. This speech is really just to discuss, again, why I believe the essential workers should be getting paid more during this time because of the work that they're doing. And really the first reason that I believe that is because their labor is very risky, and the risk that they're taking on, it's such a high chance of catching the disease. Because COVID-19 is spread through droplets, it's respiratory droplets. You can get it through sneezing, coughing. You can kind of just walk through the air where it's lingering. And these workers are taking on that risk. They're going ahead and accepting the burden of it for us who are staying at home. They ensure the stores are stocked, they're open for operation, and all throughout the day they're touching numerous items that the public has and will be touching in the future. Though there are protective measures like masks and sanitation and higher cleaning procedures, nothing changes the fact that they can and have been getting sick. There's multiple, I think in Washington, North Carolina here, so just a couple cities away, they had a worker at their CVS test positive for the coronavirus. So it is here and it is present. It's something that it's an issue, and it is a risk. So daily these people are doing that, putting themselves at risk, and not only that, but they're putting their families in danger. This virus is a very dangerous virus. It has a doubling rate expected to be between 6 and 7 days. This number exemplifies that the disease is contagious, and that these workers should be getting paid more for taking on the risk of this contagion. Sadly, pay is not the only thing they're missing. These workers are hardly even treated well for the hazardous work that they are taking on. Essential workers are majorly the positions that are not given the respect they deserve. Ann Carver, a sociologist from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, says jobs that people formerly considered not very valuable, grocery store clerks, janitors, delivery people, and truck drivers, are now essential to our survival. Many of these positions are the ones we tell high schoolers and unexperienced workers to apply for. We consider these the lowest and most humble positions possible. Often, these people aren't only just undervalued and their position's not undervalued, but they're mistreated because they're considered lesser status, lesser importance. They can be treated with a major lack of dignity. Rude customers are expected, and derogatory remarks are the norm. Personally, I have worked as a server in the restaurant industry, and I know I've seen firsthand that people can be very disrespectful. They're entitled, And I'm sure during a pandemic it can only be that much worse. It's sad because without these workers, our shelves wouldn't be stocked, the food would begin to dwindle, and eventually people would begin to starve and go broke because they wouldn't be able to cash their checks or get the money and get the resources that they need. Compensation is right now at the minimal for their bravery, and it definitely needs to be more. At this point, I do feel that they deserve a higher pay because of the fact it's not a livable wage during the normal day. The United States federal minimum wage right now is $7.25 an hour. That doesn't even begin to cover the cost of rent in the United States, which is at a median $1,200 for a one-bedroom apartment. Then, if you really think about it, currently those who have lost their job during the pandemic are making more than those who are working. For example, those workers making between $7.50 and $13 an hour usually make between $300 and $520 a week gross. I am unemployed, my hours are cut and reduced due to the coronavirus, and I'm making $630 a week off of unemployment. That's a considerable difference, seeing as how I'm not doing anything. In conclusion, with the exposure required of these workers, the lack of respect and dignity that they are given, and the fact that there is government help for others but not for them, and it's just not a livable wage, I truly believe that those working during the pandemic, these essential workers, should be getting more. These are the pillars of our society, and they deserve to be treated as such. Thank you. Okay.